world, and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are going to do a pick a card reading for compliments that you get behind your back. It may be something that's known or unknown. Maybe it's something that we're confirming here, or you think you're projecting a certain image and you can use this to see if that's coming across or not. I say behind your back because people aren't maybe telling you. They either think that you know. A lot of compliments are unsaid. Maybe the person isn't able to tell you for some reason they're a stranger, or it's not appropriate. Could be that. But you know, we're here to hype you up today. We're here to let you know what people are thinking about you, what they're saying about you, and we're doing it with a pick a card. Pick a card means that you get to pick the card, the number, the object, the deck, maybe you like the sequence of numbers and the timestamp. However you choose to pick the card, you use your intuition to choose that. Meet me at your reading. You do that by clicking on the timestamp, the corresponding timestamp, and then I will use my intuition to read the cards for you. Let me tell you about the decks. So for group number 1, this is an angel deck, and the object that goes with it is this really pretty malachite egg. We're going to do all egg shapes today. For group number 2, this is a fantasy feline deck. It's also the smallest deck I have. These two are probably the biggest decks I have, so I just wanted to play with size today. And for group number 2, we have this really pretty agate egg. I love the crystals in this, and I love the contrast. For group number 3, this is called, what is it called? Mystic Mondays. Doesn't have to be Monday, it's up to you. And although this is like black and white here, very vivid images on the other side, vivid minimalist kind of deck for group number 3. And then I think this is Rubellite. For group number 4, same author as this angel deck. This is another angel deck. This is Angel Wisdom Tarot, Radleigh, Valentine. And we're going to put Tigerseye with this angel deck. So take a moment, connect with what you want to hear. We'll set those intentions of what you need to hear, what you want to hear. More of what you need to hear is probably going to come out, but that's okay. Go ahead and close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and release. Just be here in this moment. Go ahead and take another deep breath in, and release. When you open your eyes, whatever you're drawn to, that is the group for you. Thank you so much for being here, and I will meet you at your reading. Hello group 1, we've got our Malachite, we've got our number 1, we've got our angel deck. Let's get going. So we're going to kind of put this into 3 kind of categories: personal, professional, and strangers. Compliments that people are thinking about you. Let's see what this angel deck has to tell us about people who know you personally. Personal compliments. This can be lovers, this can be family. And we get the Knight of Air. So personally, people who know you, your friends, your family, they think that you're very intelligent. Determination also comes through here, and moving forward at like a rapid rate. They see you as almost like fighting for justice, guiding light. Air embraces intellect and our thoughts. So idealistic, tireless. You probably make maybe other people around you tired. This can be somebody who speaks a lot and speaks very positively. Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options. Creative solutions. So creative person. I think that you come into a situation when somebody is telling you how things are going in their life, and you bring light to it. You tell them how it is, and they appreciate this about you. They think that, like, wow, you know, you are very creative in the way that you solve problems, and you take things head on, and that's very much appreciated, and compliments about you. Professionally, this could be if you're in school or professionally. We've got the Ace of Fire, so again, kind of, even though this is air and this is fire, there's a certain amount of creativity that goes along with both, and passion. So I feel like even if you're not in a job, or you're studying, if you're at school, something that you absolutely love, like you find something to love about it, or at least you project that. An exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. So this is also within a professional setting. Like if you are going for a job interview, like people see that your star is on the rise, is what's coming in, that you have a great capacity to bring on new things, and maybe entry level, yes, to just get you in the door, but as people know you, like they start to trust you a little bit more, and they there's a lot of idealism that's going into this, like from both sides. So even if you're like thinking that, wow, I'm not really getting feedback from my boss on this, like they definitely see you as somebody who advances. And it's interesting that we're talking about professional, and then we get career advancement like literally printed on this card. And then to strangers, like somebody that you just meet, we get the King of Water. So they know that you are very caring about others, or you just seem like that type of person who is very caring about others, and you know, thoughtfulness certainly over here with the air, but like you're not too entwined. It's not like you're like you definitely have a boundary between you and them. Completely fine, which is probably why they're not telling you, like, wow, you have kind eyes, or you seem so caring and warm, but they appreciate your energy and they like to be around you. King of Water says trustworthy, compassionate, respected, cultured. You maybe carry yourself in a way that others respect you. And then open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. Charity work. So you might even be in a position where you are around other people and you just help others, and maybe you don't have the most of everything, but you're very, with whatever you have, it seems like you're very charitable with it. You might also, even though this is a compliment, it may cause some kind of irritations in your life, because you look like somebody that is very approachable. So just be careful. And I'm glad that we have the King of Water here, because this is somebody who is not like very gullible, or at least you have a boundary up. But I feel like people would want to approach you to ask for money. They think that you are maybe have more to give than you can. So, and I think that you feel bad like saying no, because you understand like other people, but other people have needs, other people need things, and I feel like at least from the other people that are around you that you are very blessed or gifted, but like just be careful here that you're not gullible. And again, with the King of Water, I don't think that you are. I think that you're a little smarter or wiser, probably because you have always had like this very compassionate, maybe empathic energy around you that people see and they appreciate. But again, like that comes with some clingers sometimes, so you've got to be careful. And because of that, you have maybe built up a boundary or a barrier around that. And I think if you say no, it's like you genuinely like, I can't can't help you at the moment, but you know, I think that you're somebody, if you're tall, because I'm getting a vision of you at like a grocery store, taking something off the top shelf for somebody, or, you know, helping somebody through a crosswalk. And that's not what I'm talking about as far as the caution comes up. I'm talking about people approaching you wanting money or wanting you to sign certain things, do certain things, and it's somebody you don't know, but it's because you're approachable. It's because you have this energy of charity around you. It's because people see you and they think that you can help them, and your friends know that you can, and your work situation knows, like, yeah, you definitely are on the rise, but it doesn't mean that you have to every single time. Okay, let's talk about your personal life a little bit more. Let's just get one more about your personal life, and I want to be more personal about your personal life, more like within like lovers or people who are attracted to you, or people who with your crush, people who have a crush on you. And we've got the king or the queen of earth. Look at this, the knight of air and the queen of earth. So again, with the thoughtfulness definitely with air, but now we have like a little bit more grounded in this thoughtfulness. Creative again comes up, which we've got several cards here talking about how creative you are about situations. And what's funny is I kind of feel like when I'm saying creative, you're telling me no, because you don't fully understand how, like, your thinking is a little bit different. Like, you approach situations different than other people. That's why they appreciate you. That's why they like to be around you. And that's maybe also, they don't tell you for two reasons. I think they don't tell you about your creativity or the way that you look at situations because, one, they wish that they could look at situations or things, or they wish they had your perspective, so they're a little bit jealous. Or two, they don't want to get into a fight with you about it because they don't think that you will agree with them. But there's definitely, but I will tell you, there's definitely a creative energy here, a warmth, a sensibleness. It doesn't seem like you're somebody, like, this is specifically for somebody who would want to be in a relationship with you, who wants to be closer with you romantically. And I like that warmth and that sensibleness. Like, you feel like somebody who's not going to ruin someone's credit. Okay, you are an asset in that way. You make time for those around you, take a sensible approach, deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Again, that kindness shows through, comes through. Anything else for professional? How else professionally at work? What other compliments, work or school, does our group number 1 get? Again, another earth card. Ace of Earth, look at this. Again, brand new beginnings. If you have been thinking of starting a new career, I know this isn't specifically for a career reading, but this is very, very promising and starting new things. Aces are amazing for that. We have a ton of potential. People see a ton of potential around you, especially when we see aces. So you may have just joined, or maybe you haven't even joined yet. But again, I think this is in the future or how you are now. People just see a ton of potential around you. They really appreciate the fresh eyes, I think, that you give to situations. And again, your creative thinking and your creativity in solving problems shines through here as well. The inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. So you might be getting, your eyes are appreciated on, like, important things. That might be why, like, maybe somebody at work annoys you and they're like, hey, can you read this for me? Can you look at this for me? And you're like, I don't want to do your work. But because you're kind, you do that anyway. But it's not just because they're trying to give you their work. They're asking you because they appreciate your perspective. You see things that other people don't. And you see things with a fresh eye that other people don't. So when they ask you to look over something, it's not necessarily to take advantage of you, but it's to yeah, to make themselves look good, but they appreciate you putting your spin on it. They appreciate how you look at things, how you view things. King of Water. What about strangers? What else can you tell us about the King of Water and how strangers view our compliments strangers give our group number 1? So more water, Queen of Water. So yeah. I imagine that you have told somebody this is very specific, and this happened, if you're not a female, you don't know, but this happens in women's restrooms where somebody comes up and they're like, man, you are so beautiful, or you're awesome, or I love you. Usually when we're drunk, but that happens. But you have definitely that vibe of like approaching somebody in a public place and going, you look amazing today, or I love those shoes, or you made a really great choice with that bag, or things like that. We're coming out with the Queen of Water, the King of Water. Tender-hearted, empathetic. I've already been telling you about you being empathetic. Patient. You're somebody that, like, when things are going south in a store or in traffic, I think you let people in and they're like, yes, thank you, appreciate it. They don't want to cut you off, but you're like, okay. Maybe sometimes it feels like people are just picking on you in traffic, or people are, but it's because they know, or I know, we read energy, and energy is, this energy that you have is I will let you in. We all are going to get where we're going. I will let you in traffic. Or you're somebody who, like, when things aren't going right in the Target line at the grocery store, or, we want you behind us because you're just like, okay, I get this. I understand. It's just going to take a little bit longer. That's fine. Relationships developing to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. You definitely project that caring about others, that empathy. I bet you're an empath. Given what just strangers feel about you, there's a very strong opinion here from just people running into you. So definitely picking that up, definitely seeing that. And I feel like, this relationship's developing to a new level. It comes through with all of these, that you can level up things when you want to. All you have to do is put your intention on it. So if like you're liking what this person who you want to start a relationship with is thinking about you, all you need to do is put that intention out there that you want to deepen that relationship. I think you have that power. You have that power with strangers who, like, they just feel like you're a friend, or there's something about you that they recognize. And we kind of have an old soul energy, which is really fun and nice with strangers. But then you have like this, ooh, yeah, all potential and brand new things here with our work situation. I'm just going to pull let's pull one of these cards. Just pull one, just about like compliments that people give you. Badger spirit, be fearless and bold. And I think that really comes out, not so much with strangers, your fearless and boldness, but definitely over here with people who know you and people who work with you. That might also be why people want your eyes on things. They want to run things past you, because if they're trying to bring things to another level, sometimes we have to be fearless. Sometimes we have to be bold. Sometimes we just have to say things how they are. Even though, like, I think with strangers, you're much more like caring and say positive things, and not that being bold isn't positive. It is, but some people can take that the wrong way, and I think that's why you don't say things like that to strangers, because you know that. And so then you're not necessarily holding back with strangers, but they haven't necessarily earned your trust or gained your trust, or you don't have trust in them that they can handle what you have to say, because you say bold things. It really comes back to this Knight of Air, this intellect, this yes, idealism, but but the Knight of Air will say it like it is. And the Queen of Earth even too, like she's not very practical, very like, just like, I'm just going to spit it out and say it, because when we bring light to something, it makes things better. But other people are afraid. And again, that fearlessness comes through here with especially these new opportunities in the work situation. And I think that's what I'm going to end on with all these cards. So love this reading for you. I love how people are seeing you, and I hope this is a boost. It's supposed to be a boost, because sometimes we're just like, I think we see ourselves in the most negative light, but it's not. Definitely the energy that you project is very positive all the way around, group 1. I think that everybody really likes and loves and appreciates you. So that's what I have, and I hope you have an amazing day. Hello, group 2. So we've got our lovely Agate, the number 2, and our Feline deck. Fearless Feline, Fantasy Feline, but Fearless. We're going to do this in like 3 sections. We're going to have like personal compliments that you get behind your back, professional, and strangers. We'll go a little bit more into personal of somebody who, you know, because personal can be your friends, your family, but we'll get more into like a love connection. And then I'll pull like a card from another deck at the end. But I think we can do most everything with these cards. So compliments you get behind your back. Let's start with personal. People who know you personally. And this one wants to come out 6 of Swords. So 6 of Swords, this represents change, leaving behind, moving on, rite of passage, and transition. So when you are in a change situation, it's dealt with in a very positive way, because everybody deals with change. We're always moving forward. We're always moving on. Everything is constantly changing. That's the one constant. That's the one thing that we can count on is change. And you appear like you're like this little cat in this boat, that you are in control of your emotions, that, and maybe this isn't true, but at least the appearance of like this calm, cool, collective appearance is what you project to the people who know you personally. And it might even be that like the big things you just take in stride and you handle it, and you just like, you're on your A game. And it's probably the little things that that like upset you more so than like the big life changes, like change in job, no problem, you just have it handled. But like you break your fingernail or stub your toe, and those are the things that will really kind of set you back. And I feel like you might project this because you have to be strong for other people in your life. They appreciate it, whether they tell you that or not. And you might feel like they don't, because they're always pushing you to be this calm, cool, collected person. And you feel like you never get a moment to fall apart. I'm just going to read you the shadow side because it's here and you probably see it and you want to know what it says. So when reversed, it represents emotional baggage, resistance to change, and unresolved issues. But we're focusing on the positive here with those things. However, I think if you resonate with any of those shadow parts of this card, the other people around you are just not picking it up. They don't notice it. Like, you're very good at covering those kinds of things up. We're just going to get some more cards out, and we might return to some messages here because I have a feeling we will. Professionally, compliments you get behind your back. We have, let's see what came out. We have 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is the wish card. So there feels like there might be some jealousy where you work. If you're not like fully trusting of the people around you. It's more of a thing on their end than yours. It's not that I feel like you're very competent in what you do, especially when we get the Nine of Cups. It's more of because this is the wish card, like I said, but it's if this is how other people are seeing you, either if they are happy and stable in themselves, then they're going to be very positive around you. If they're not, there's going to be some jealousy around you, because it feels like you have the Midas touch at work. It feels like everything you touch turns to gold, that you're competent, you know what you're doing. Of course we're going to have setbacks, of course we are, but again, like I feel like this Six of Swords still kind of plays in that you don't seem like you never let them see you sweat. You don't. Nine of Cups represents emotional stability, happiness, luxury, and satisfaction. Luxury, you might have do those few little bougie things at work, like it's noticed. You might just have I'm just seeing a really fluffy, almost like pillow thing. Like covering on a chair, little extra thing, and because you understand those little extras, or maybe you make yourself tea with loose leaf, or it's just something that's like a little extra that other people don't do. Maybe it's that when you bring your lunch, you put it together there rather than having a soggy sandwich. Those little things, you seem bougie a little bit. There's a little luxury to you. You seem very put together. What the shadow side says here is, when reversed, it represents a lack of joy, emotional disconnection, and self-centeredness. I think that this is more the self-centeredness, I think, is more of how somebody sees you when they're jealous of you. I don't really feel that you're self-centered. I don't think that most people think that you are. But when you're involved in something, you're going to put your effort into it. It's going to be good. And it was crazy as some people think of that as being self-centered. Hey, my name is on this. Of course, I'm going to make sure that it's good. Because you have the Nine of Cups. You're not going to do something. You're not going to waste your time. Okay, and strangers. How do strangers see you? Ten of Cups. So strangers think that you have it all together. Look at this. We get the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups. You definitely project your Instagram might be just perfect. Ten of Cups represents contentment, fulfillment, family, inner happiness, prosperity, and joy. I feel like you do have some creepers. It's funny because group one, kind of the strangers felt like it was a more personal kind of stranger that was seeing them, like they were seeing them in person. Yours feels like strangers who see you online. So you might be a content creator, or at least the things that you're putting up is garnering some sort of buzz, or it's not, maybe a friend of a friend is seeing it and they think that you have it all together. Again, I would just be careful. There might be some people who are jealous of you. I think that when we have these cards, they're lovely, they're beautiful. This is exactly how I want to portray myself, right? But it doesn't mean that's how everything is underneath the surface. And but we don't put out our failures, we always put out our victories. So people can see this and just think that it's rainbows and lollipops all the time, and it's not. When reversed, it represents broken family, domestic dispute, and shattered dreams. I'm not really seeing so much of that as people are just wow, she or he has beautiful pictures, or they have a beautiful family, or they really love their siblings or their family, or that's really nice. I kind of wish I had that. Is kind of the vibe I'm getting here with the Ten of Cups. Again, this all goes back to the viewer. if the viewer is happy and content in themselves, they're going to be happy for you. If they're not, I feel like you do garner some sort of a little bit of jealousy here. So I would just be careful. And that might be why you were asking about the compliments, because in and of itself, like somebody being jealous of you, I know that's not what you want. You don't want anybody to be jealous of you. But that's not something you can control. And again, that's on them versus you anyway. But you might get some kind of nasty comments sometimes from people. But you have to remember, like in and of itself, they're viewing you as very positive. They view you as that you have no challenges, which we know that's not true. Your family knows that you've been through a lot, and you just happened. Yeah, your family has this knowledge, your personal life, they have this knowledge of you having been through a lot. And it's funny, like 6 of Swords, like we've got 2 Cups cards here, is going over water. Water represents our emotions. Water represents our emotional well-being, our emotional state. You seem so stable emotionally here. And it almost has like this Hulk vibe to it. Remember in Hulk in the Endgame, where I don't think it was the Endgame. I don't know which movie it was. There's only like 20 of them. But it's an iconic scene where they want the Hulk to come out. I think it's when the aliens were attacking New York. And they're like, oh, can you control your rage? Or can you get... And he's like, the secret is I'm always angry. So the secret is with you controlling your emotions, like you always have this emotions coming through, or you're definitely feeling your emotions, and maybe you're more in touch and in tune with your emotions than other people, but you're able to either, I don't think you suppress it as much as you use it, and you don't become emotional at work or in public. Your family knows that you're emotional, but you're either like you're strong for them for some reason, or you just want to show strength. There's definitely a strength here, especially in conquering your emotions, but it's there. You feel it, but you might get this compliment. You might get this from other people where they're thinking that you have nothing wrong that ever happens to you, that nothing ever bad goes on in your life. And that's not true. You just weather the storm. You just keep going. Okay, let's get one card specifically, personally, about love. A love interest, what somebody who's very like your partner or potential partner or crush, compliments from them that they don't tell you. And we have 10 of Swords. Yeah, so they see how strong you are. They see how, this is interesting, we have Swords here. There's definitely an intellectual thing going on with the people who know you. You might be smarter than everybody else around you. Or you also speak your mind or tell them things, but you tell them in a very diplomatic way. 10 of Swords. So this is like you have been through it. Like somebody who really loves you and has, you have their heart. They want to, they see how strong you are. They wish that you could rely on them a little bit more. And maybe you don't, because you don't know who they are yet. Maybe it's a crush that they're not telling you about, but they feel for you. They see when they see you at your best light and at your most vulnerable, we'll say. Because I want to say worst light, because I don't think they see you in a bad light out, but they see you in your most vulnerable light when you aren't that strong, when something has pierced your heart, when you are, and when you are sad, they are sad too. Like they really are into you. They really love you. 10 of Swords represents backstabbing, collapse, defeat, failure, loss, and pain ending. But the pain is ending. So when they really pay attention, when they know underneath all the things that you're feeling, and they see that, and they think that you're so strong for going on and moving forward. When reversed, it represents recovery, regeneration, resisting the inevitable end. And they see that. They see your resilience and they love that about you. They think that you're incredibly resilient. While over here on the surface at work and with strangers, like they think that nothing ever happens to you. It's because you're so resilient. You bounce back. Professionally, one more card for professionally. Compliments professionally that you get. We get the Page of Pentacles. This is what we want professionally. I think people really do appreciate you. Pentacles is perfect for work situations. Pentacles is about, money, but money, career, anything we can touch, taste, and feel, our physical world. Page of Pentacles represents ambition, desire, diligence, and financial opportunity. You come across as somebody, and again, the Wish card, you come across as somebody who gets what you want, but you are actually creating the opportunities. So the smart people that you work with, they're like, wow, I can't believe you did that. You created that. You did that yourself. While jerks, there's an idea of luck. Some people would be, jerks that you work with would be like, oh, isn't that nice? Or must be lucky, or must be nice. But it's not. You've put in a ton of work. The Nine of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. You put in work. You're not afraid to work. You roll up your sleeves. You create the opportunities. So it is nice. It is nice that you create those opportunities, that you are working and manifesting. When reversed, it represents lack of progress, laziness, learning from failure, and procrastination. You might be a procrastinator. Not going to lie. You might be a little bit of procrastinator. But you can handle it. you make it work. Strangers, one more compliment from strangers. Oh, this guy wants to come out, so we'll take it. Nine of Wands. Yeah, resilience again. Look at this. Nine of Wands is somebody like if you're challenged. Okay, so like I said, I feel like the strangers come in more in kind of social media for you. May not be true for everyone, but I feel like it's more social media for you. But I feel like if maybe not yourself so much, but if somebody mentions something on social media and it feels like they're attacking your friends, family, somebody that you love, like you come in and you're like, no, not today. And you will like, you know what to say, and you say, and you're like, oh, okay, we're not going to mess with this person. We're not going to mess with our group twos here. Nine of Wands represents courage, defense, strength, resilience, grit, and taking a last stand. So, and again, I don't feel like you're so concerned about yourself as you are people that you love. But if something is challenged or said, you're like, no. You have the wrong idea. You have the wrong thing. That's not true. And you will stand up and say it. People see that. When reversed, it represents exhaustion, fatigue, paranoia, unsure motives, and struggle. Again, people who love you, they see the vulnerability. They see that struggle that you have. We all have struggles, so don't worry about that. That's a compliment. They want to see you. They know you at your worst, and they love you anyway. And then just one more card here. We have Armadillo Spirit. Look at this, set healthy boundaries. So again, you might want to, if you're getting a lot of backlash in social media, things like that, or maybe, I think you're good at setting boundaries for people that you love. You might want to set boundaries for yourself as well. Like, and strangers have seen that. Strangers have seen, like, whoa, okay, like, we won't cross that line. We won't do that. I feel like maybe in your work situation, you have people who want to try to take advantage of you, set boundaries. It's okay to do that. I almost feel like since this is compliments, this might be something that you have done, especially when we've got the Nine of Wands here, that we just have the card saying that it's okay for you to set boundaries. It doesn't diminish anything else that you're doing. It actually protects you a little bit. The Ten of Swords would indicate that maybe you haven't always set healthy boundaries, or even though you do, you come out with it. Like you definitely feel it when somebody maybe gossips behind your back or says something that isn't true. The gossip really says more about that person than it does about you. And I feel like that's why I've spent so much time on like the jealousy that I feel like is coming up around you, because it speaks more about that other person. I feel like you need to put that back on that other person instead of internalizing it. And the people who love you will appreciate it that you do, because they want to see you happy. This is how they want to see you. They want to see you like this all the time. And they do. They see you accomplishing your goals. They see you going out and getting what you wish for, and completing things, even if you procrastinate a little bit. They see you accomplishing things, and that they want to see you in victory. They don't want to see you being sad about somebody who it's their own responsibility, that they're making you, that jealous person is making you sad. I feel like you care. Sometimes you don't show you care about that, but you do. Your loved ones see how vulnerable you are to that. So a reminder to set some healthy boundaries. So, because this is how we want you to be, my love. We want you to have that wish card. We want you to have everything. You deserve everything. You've worked for it. So that's what I have for you. I hope that you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 3. We have our beautiful egg here, our number 3, our Mystic Mondays group. So whatever brought you here, welcome. You made the right choice. We are going to do compliments in like 3 stages. So we're going to do personal, professional, strangers, and then we're going to get a little bit more personal with our personal. So somebody like a partner, love interest, love connection, that kind of thing. So compliments you get behind your back. We're going to start personal, and we have the Emperor. Wow. So people who know you, friends, family, that special person. The Emperor represents divine masculine. You don't have to be divine masculine to appreciate this energy, or to have the energy of the Emperor. Emperor can be fierce. Emperor is the number 4. It's a number of stability. He's sitting here on his throne. He is in charge. He knows what's up. He would be the master of like Excel spreadsheets, for instance, or a database, structure, architecture, but also somebody who plans and then follows it up with action. That is what the divine masculine is about. It is about that strength to follow something through, that strength to do something, a very kind of like adult energy. However you are age-wise, I feel like if you're very young, you have like this old soul, this take charge energy, leadership qualities, and someone who is take charge and in control. So personal. Professional. How do you come through professionally? Compliments you get behind your back. We're going to take 2 cards because they both came out. We get the 6 of Pentacles and we get the 3 of Wands. More here with that kind of planning, that next step kind of energy and juggling. People are amazed by all of the things that you can do. You do a lot. 6 of Pentacles. It's so fun how like we've been getting very work related type cards here in the professional life, because Pentacles is about work. Pentacles is about money. Pentacles is about the material world, things we touch, taste, and feel. This 6 of Pentacles is juggling things. If it is somebody who is compassionate, they hand out things equally. If you are in charge, you are a great boss. You distribute work evenly. If you're not in charge, you're somebody who will take things off of somebody else's plate because they look like they need some help. You will always raise your hand to accomplish things. You don't feel like you're somebody who never says that's not my job, and in fact you probably hate that. You want to get things done. You probably do hate it though when it isn't your job and people aren't trusting the process. Like, I feel like there's clear processes. You would be the perfect person to write the manual. If there's not a manual, you want a manual. You want to know how to do things. You want to know the proper way. It probably drives you nuts if you've ever worked in a situation where they just like kind of reinvent the wheel every single time. Like, they don't feel like they know what's going on. You always feel like, and people feel like, oh, okay, you're consistent, you're trustworthy, you know what it takes, you create processes, which is very much mirrored or expected when we have the Emperor from people who know you personally. Let's talk about strangers. What do strangers, compliments, how do strangers see you, compliments strangers give you in their heads? What would strangers want you to know? We get the Four of Wands. Again, another number 4. More stability, confidence, but also joy. So strangers, they probably don't think, just in passing, just they see somebody like you would be somebody that they could go to if they needed help, because you could handle it with the Four of Wands. Four of Wands also talks about like events. I think you come into contact with strangers because you are out enjoying life and they see that, and you seem like somebody who enjoys things. You seem like somebody who brings joy to others, who celebrates other people. You're confident enough to celebrate other people. Okay, personal. Let's go back to personal, and then I want to get a card about like your partner, your life partner, soulmate, crush, compliment that they give you but don't necessarily tell you, or they think that you know. Queen of Pentacles, look at that, that's interesting. So you balance the divine masculine and the divine feminine very well. The Emperor could be somebody who feels very cold, but to people who really love you, to your inner circle, maybe just to your partner, you are very warm. The Queen of Pentacles has a warmth to her. She is also somebody who is like a boss. She handles things. You handle things in your home. You handle things for, maybe even handle things for other people. You could be the person who makes the appointments, but you definitely, like, this is very physically beautiful, physically attractive, with the Queen of Pentacles, sensible, practical. Again, I'm not surprised with the Three of Wands, with the Emperor, with the Four energies. You're somebody who handles things. You get things done, and you do it with style. You do it with panache. You never make other people feel like they are a burden, even if you are. You're asked to handle things that are maybe out of your way or aren't fair. The whole in sickness and in health thing. You're the one who really comes through, shines through as handling the sickness part for other people. Caregiver is what I want to say here. A very caring person. And that's appreciated, whether they tell you or not. Because I almost feel like you don't get that compliment. I almost feel like they might be so wrapped up and mad about their situation that when you're helping them, they don't thank you properly the way that they should. And you might, you've got a lot of strength here. You've got a lot of cards going on here. You don't always have to be the strong person. And you might tell them like, hey, I need a little bit of recognition here. I need to know that you appreciate me. They definitely do appreciate you deep down. I hope they tell you that. And professionally, just one more card for professional. One more professional card of how people see you. Wow, Seven of Pentacles. More Pentacles cards, more in the vein of working hard. You're somebody who plants seeds, waters it, sees it through to the end here. And you're definitely not getting picked last in dodgeball. Everybody wants you on their team. Strangers, anything else that's strangers? Yeah, look at this, Temperance. Temperance is a major arcana card. Temperance is about balance. It's interesting we have the Six of Pentacles over here. I think that like you're a kind of person, like what you see is what you get. We're just seeing like the different levels of how when you let people in, but you are who you are. Like on the surface, what you project is who you are at home. You don't put up airs. You don't put on there's no excuses. It's not like you're a different person in front of other different people. You are just who you are. And so it's seen like throughout all of the cards. It's not like you're trying to be somebody different, and I don't think you hold back really either. I don't think that you're trying to hide anything. You're very just like, this is who I am. This is like, I think if a stranger were to ask you something personal, like you would tell them the truth. You'd just be like, yeah, well, whatever. This is how I see it. This is how I am. One more card in messages. Compliments. Wow, look at this. Snake Spirit, time to heal. This is interesting. Snake Spirit comes out. Snakes get a bad rap. But they are very interesting creatures, very knowledgeable. We have them knowing knowledge, maybe forbidden knowledge. You can be trusted with that. The down-to-earth kind of pentacles comes through with the snake, but change. You handle change, and I think that you evoke change, like you make change, that you create the future. You create things. Snakes talk about shedding that skin and releasing the past and letting go. So that might be a message that you need to hear about release. But I kind of feel like you know that. I just feel like there's a lot of stable energy here, that you handle things, that you handle change. A lot of people are really bad with change, but I feel like you're good with it because you plan for it. You see it. You see all the different, I bet like if the snake spirit didn't come out, like the dragonfly spirit would have because dragonflies are the best, because I'm getting visions of dragonflies here too as well with the snake. Dragonflies are the best hunters because they calculate how their prey is going to move. Like they have the 95% success rate, which is uncanny. So I'm seeing like that success rate, like especially with these planning things, like you see how things go. And maybe you like mull over things a little bit, and it's hard for you to sit still probably in the Seven of Pentacles, but you have to trust the process again. Sorry about that, my battery died, my candle went out, so I had to do some maintenance here. We were talking about you trusting the process, trusting yourself. People see that self-confidence coming through in you, see that creativity coming through with you. Going back to the snake spirit, snakes are also very attractive and seductive, but in like almost a treacherous way, I will say. So, but there are people who like love snakes and people who are like, nope, what do they call it, a nope rope. I'm not saying that you're a snake, but I really feel that like vibrancy out of it, like the scales. If you've ever pet a snake, amazing, like it's amazing if you can get up the courage to do it. But when we're talking about you and how people see you, I think that there might be also people feel like, other than people you let in, feel like you have a barrier around yourself. Business here in our professional life, seeing lots of business, but also very caring about other people as well. but in a very professional way. So you're giving off like great vibes there. And then as far as strangers go, like, yeah, I mean, I really, I don't know if you're really feeling this, like if you're feeling like a lot of the things that I'm describing, how people see you or how, you know, the compliments that they give you, sometimes we're like, oh, really? That's nice. You know, I want to feel confident, but I don't all the time. And that's okay. Some of this is kind of like fake it till you make it kind of things, and maybe you do put a little bit of a barrier around yourself because you're underneath. You don't want to let people know that you don't really have it all together. I would say you probably do have it all together though. Even if you think you don't, you probably have it together more than most. And people see that about you, so that's not a secret. It might be a secret to you, but that's what I have. So hardworking, is definitely comes through as very professional here, especially in your professional area. So that's what I have for you, group 3. I hope that you have an amazing day. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 4. Let's talk about compliments you get behind your back. We're here with our Angel Wisdom Tarot deck, our Tigerseye, the number 4, whatever brought you here, you were in the right place. We're going to do this in kind of 3 sections. So we're going to do personal compliments, people who know you personally give you. We'll come back and do a little bit more in depth with like a love interest, partner, crush, whatever your situation is there. Then we will do professional and we will do strangers. So I'm pulling 2 cards for each. We'll start with one. You'll see, we'll get there. And then I have one other card to pull at the end. So professional or personally, you are probably the caretaker of your family and your friends. You have the very motherly vibe that comes out here with the Empress. Empress is the quintessential, a divine feminine energy. Doesn't mean that you have to identify as feminine, but it's that caring, that loving, that nurturing nature that comes through. We also have creativity. We also have, I heard this the other day, I thought it was hilarious, content creator. If we're doing a reading and somebody's asking if they're pregnant and I get the Empress, it's a yes. She's usually shown with like a little bit of a belly here because she is creating things. And what I saw was people calling parents content creators. You're creating content. But that is, it works in a very real sense with the Empress for somebody who doesn't have children and isn't going to get pregnant, because you have creations that usually, you know, creative creations, paintings, something that you create with your hands, and you have this creativity in it. So there's a lot of creativity. People see you as very creative and making things. Maybe it's making a meal, maybe it's making a cake, and maybe it's not something that you do all the time, but when you do it, it's very much appreciated. So this is time to take action, give birth to your dreams. So there it goes with the birth idea, the quintessential mother idea. Creative projects will be very successful, abundance and prosperity. So it's not only like living in abundance and prosperity, but you take something and make something more of it. One of the things about like stay-at-home moms or, you know, women who don't work, who stay in the home, like one of the criticisms is they don't really do anything or whatever. If you've ever been in that position, you know that's completely untrue. But you know, you take what you have and you make it better. You elevate it. You make a house a home kind of thing. We've got the Empress, so people see you in that very loving, beautiful energy. Somebody who they can go to if they need guidance, or if they just need to get things off of their chest. So that's great. I love that. And also the Empress is the number 3 card. So if 3 resonates with you for some reason, or oh, and major arcana. I was like, I said quintessential mother, I said divine feminine, because we've got that sign here. We've abundance, prosperity here with the bunnies. All right, so let's talk about professional. We're going to do professional now, how people see you in your professional capacity. And these are my biggest cards, so sometimes it's kind of hard to pull it out. So interesting. Almost every reading has had very work-related cards come out in the professional area. And what I mean by that is this is green for earth, but of pentacles. Pentacles is money. It is our physical world, what we can touch, taste, and feel, what we're manifesting. A lot of strong manifestation energy coming through from your personal to also to your professional life. This is putting in the work when we've got the Seven of Earth. This says seeds well planted, efforts or investments that will be rewarded in the future, the need for patience, a time for resting and planning for the future, and unnecessary worry. So compliments that go along with this card when we're pulling this for you and how people see you. They see you as very hardworking. I mean, she's got her hands in the dirt, right? She is down there in the trenches. So I feel like you're the kind of person that even if you're elevated to like the CEO level, that you're not afraid to get your hands dirty. There's a lot of almost entrepreneurial things here, but like as you go up the ladder, we'll say, like and it almost feels like you are not afraid to get your hands dirty. You're not afraid to maybe take a step backwards in a role, just because the work is there and it needs to be done. There's no like special airs about it. It's like, hey, this needs to get done. And almost if you want something done right, do it yourself kind of vibe here with this Seven of Pentacles. When this comes up, it says the need for patience. Sometimes you have to be reminded to have patience. So they might see you as somebody who like really will go and push things along. Maybe you don't need to, but you really are kind of results driven. You have a strong, like people see you as having a strong idea of the end result. And I bet you that people see you that way. And also like when the project is done and it's amazing, right? Like it's gone amazing, it's to budget, you accomplished your goals, all of that good stuff, that you might be a little bit disappointed because no matter how great it comes out, it might be better in your head. But I guarantee you the people around you, they just see it as amazing and great, and that you have like this high, almost perfectionist vibe. I think a lot of perfectionists, like they're not afraid to go get their hands dirty because they want it the way they want it, like very particular. So maybe you pay attention to details, very detail oriented. All right, strangers. Let's talk about how you come across to strangers, compliments, how strangers see you. And we get strength. So it seems like you're somebody who walks with confidence, even if somebody hasn't. This is also another major arcana card. Maybe somebody hasn't really, they don't really know you. They just see you in passing. Like you just seem like somebody who carries themselves well. Somebody that like, if there's a crisis situation and somebody needs help, like you would step in to help. So positive person in that way. Personal power and assertiveness portrayed with kindness. So just because you are particular and you like something in a certain way and you are exacting and you pay attention to details, it doesn't mean that you're not kind about it. And I think that comes through kind of in the Seven of Pentacles as well, where I said you're not afraid to get your hands dirty. Like you're not asking people to do something you're not willing to do yourself, and that energy comes through. Compassion that brings about forgiveness, like you're just, oh yeah, no problem, you know, yes, you bumped into me, it's not a problem, not a big deal. It's not going to ruin your day, you're just going to go about your day, it's not a big deal. And like, wow, you know, that's really cool because a lot of people aren't like that. realizing that you're stronger than you knew. And you might be like, oh, I don't know about that. And they're like, no, you can do it. And once you do it, they're like, oh, you surprise yourself. But the people around you weren't surprised. They were like, yeah, I could totally see you doing that. I could totally see you handling that. Thank you for your help. And I think that you push your strengths just because when somebody asks. I think people aren't afraid to ask you to do something because you seem like the type of person who would jump into a situation if asked, and you would do anything for other people. So very more positive things coming out of that. Personal over here. We're going to get a little bit more personal, or personal, with a love interest, crush. How does the compliments coming from them, how do they see you? Wow, okay, so I interpret this card, this is the Seven of Water, and this is about choices. So I think that a crush, like if you're not getting attention from a crush, or your crush isn't approaching you in a way that you were like, wait a second, that's crazy, I'm attracted to this person, I think they should, I thought they would approach me, whatever. They think that you have a ton of options. Like they just see you as somebody who could date anybody. And I think that maybe a lot of love interests at first might not have the confidence to speak to you, they might be like, oh yeah, definitely an attractive person, I'm really attracted to them, but I'm sure she has a boyfriend, or she's, I'm sure she has a partner, or he has a partner. I'm sure they're attached because they're kind of out of my league is what's coming up. So make a choice. Stop procrastinating or overanalyzing. Get a clarity on what you want and desire and move forward. Too many options or addictions, but we're taking the positive here. I don't think, maybe your significant other thinks you're addicted to caffeine. That could be for some of you. But as far as, I think that, again, the overanalyzing part here, sometimes I think that they think, wow, you really in-depthly think about things. And with the compliments, like how people see you, and if you're not getting the traction that you want to with a particular person, and you're like, well, that's, you're kind of confused about why they won't talk to you more, or why they haven't asked you out, or it might be because they think that you have other choices, that you aren't in their league. So you might have to be a little bit more direct with how you speak to that person. But yeah, we want to see Cups cards. We want to see you as caring. And that's what Cups are about. And major archetypes here. Professionally, we're just going to get another card for professional. How people see you at work, on the job, professionally. It looks like we've got the Page of Water here. So you might be somebody who's starting out but is very enthusiastic about it, or you are okay with helping others and helping others develop, and that is very much appreciated. Sensitive, open-hearted, inexperienced, moody messages regarding relationships, new emotional experiences. You might be talking about your relationships at work, and they're like, what are you talking about? just tell that person that you're interested. A romantic encounter. Oh, it might be somebody at work or work related that might be interested in you as well. When we get this Page of Cups coming in, social invitations or events. People like to see you at parties. You light up a party, they're happy to have you there. It's, there's definitely this very social aspect of it. It's interesting that we have got the dolphin jumping in the background because they're a very social animal as well. And heightened psychic abilities. I don't know, maybe, do you have any psychic stories that you're telling at work? I would love to know. Or, if not, that's okay. That might just be might not even be a part of it. But what I'm getting here is the inexperienced part. So maybe you're the one who's not experienced, but you're willing to learn. You learn easily. Or and I kind of feel like this might be a progression of you too, because we always come in without experience, willing to learn, but then you go back and mentor others. So this is just like kind of like your work arc, we'll say, as you remember what it's like not to know anything once you get past that point, and willing to help others progress in work situations, which is lovely. And then one more thing for strangers is another compliment that strangers give you. Okay. Yeah, I was like, it's in here. It's close. Chariot. Interesting. So you might demonstrate some ability to just get things going, get things moving. Like if you're in a situation where everybody's like kind of waiting all around in line and they're not really sure where to go, it seems like you're the person who will step in leadership and go, you go there, you go there, you go there, we'll all get through this, we'll all get through this. Or you come in here, you come in here, like maybe even directing situations where it's not your job, air quotes, to do that. Rewards that come from hard work, successfully balancing many priorities at once, determination and willpower, public recognition. Must feel like I'm just seeing an image of, like, if you're a parent, an image of like you are guiding children, you're doing this, you're doing that, and then you have time to like, oh yeah, that's in aisle whatever, or it really seems like, well, there's chaos around you that you're able to like just handle it. You just like go in and cool, calm, and collected and handle those challenges. Interesting here that we've got Strength, Chariot, and Empress, all major arcana cards that we have coming through here. Really good cards, really good. Like, people have a very high opinion of you and how you handle situations. Wow. And then we get Lion Spirit. Look at that. Lion Spirit with strength. So be generous of spirit. I think you are. You seem like a very generous of spirit person. I mean, that comes through, shines through when we pulled the Empress. And then whatever situation that you're in, like your family, your work situation, and then even strangers are seeing your generosity come through and this strength. It takes a strong and confident person to be generous, I think, and kind. Like, it's almost harder to be kind, isn't it? Especially, and I think that sometimes even if you're challenged where somebody's being nasty to you and you just like kill them with kindness, that might be your, at least that's what's noticed, that might be your motto here. And then I think that helps everybody. It like breaks the that might even be the compliment coming from the person who was rude to you. And they're like, oh, okay, you know what? I was wrong. you turn it back and they're like, oh, now I feel bad for being rude to this person because they're actually a really nice person. So that's what I have here. Wait, before I leave, pride also comes through. Like, but not like a false pride, a very healthy sense of ego. You might also have like amazing hair. Some of you have like amazing hair, like amazing mane that comes through because I see it blowing in the wind. So amazing hair and taking pride in those things and like having that confidence, but in a very positive way, not in a conceited way, because there's different types of confidence and there's different ways that you show. I mean, we all have an ego. So you might have an ego around the way you look, but it's come in a very positive way because it's not everything that's about you. It's like, it might be striking the way that you look. Actually, now that I'm seeing it, like I'm seeing a very attractive person here. So, but then there's that warmth and that smile and that kind of like down to earthness a little bit coming through with it. So that's what I have for you, group 4. I hope that you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading.